Black dicks. Wait, what?
Shut up, Joe.
Everyone's been playing Lethal Company this week.
Oh yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
It looks
And
like
we-
you get attacked by monsters.
And we are live. Welcome to the NFL Tribune podcast, week 12. I've got Joe and Ty here with me. Say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Nice. So how was your guys' Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was
It
Thanksgiving.
was really good.
Really fun.
I didn't watch the Washington game, but I looked at the score and it was disappointed once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, they kept it competitive at first, and then they just fell apart.
They did what Washington has done all season, like give
Especially
you
against the
hope.
Giants.
Yeah, give you hope, and then throw it all away.
So I've already talked about last Thursday's game because Burrow went down. So I'm gonna start with the Titans Jags game. That was not pretty. That was ugly.
It was ugly as fuck. I mean, we don't have a defense anymore. They just decided they don't want to fucking play.
You don't have an offense or a defense anymore. That's rough.
Well, we didn't have an offense for most of the game. They finally figured out how to catch a ball in the fourth quarter.
Yep. Didn't Calvin Ridley have like 2 touchdowns?
Like I said, we didn't have a defense.
Yeah,
Like,
7 catches for 103
mean-
yards and 2 touchdowns.
I'm making a joke there technically, but like fucking Jeffrey Simmons is the only one that I watch, and he looks like he's the only one that's actually wanting to play.
Will Levis didn't play too terribly. He only threw 4 incompletions and 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. He only got sacked twice.
Derrick Henry was kind of absent.
38 yards, yeah.
10 carries.
Again, we don't have an offensive line. He can't really do anything.
The weird thing was he still was. I think he's gone down a little bit, but he was a top 10 running back.
I mean, I still think he is a top 10 running back. We just
No,
have
I think he is.
offensive line in NFL history.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have Washington's, but
Well, you can't do worse than the Texans O-line when David Carr was there.
Bro,
Washington was. Until Howell just started throwing the ball faster is basically what happened.
Yeah. Speaking of Washington, they got swept by the Giants again. How many years in a row has this happened? So like 3 or so. Got it.
I think they actually won one last year. I'd have to look that up.
I think they got swept by them last year too.
It wouldn't surprise me. 6 fucking takeaways, dude. Tell me how you can win a game with Jameis turnover numbers.
And then Howell threw 3 interceptions in that game, but I mean, how much of it can you really put on Sam Howell?
So one of them was 3 interceptions?
Yeah, it was 3.
Oh yeah, there was the last second one. 2 of them one of them I honestly is fucking Diami Brown, who you've probably heard me bitch if you've looked at the chat. You've probably heard about me bitch about him before. Mm-hmm. They give him so many chances, but the dude just is garbage. Like
he had 1 catch for 7 yards in that last game before
he tripped. He'll have like 1 game a year where he's even remotely relevant, and the rest of the time it just drops. The reason that one of the picks was like he loses a step on a linebacker going for the ball as it running to the ball. So the linebacker's outrunning him. Diami Brown tries to speed up and trips, and the linebacker has a free pick. Like he's the receiver now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you could put anybody out there and they can make that interception, like basically. And the other one, there was a very last second. He made a bad throw. I think he should have tried to keep it, but he forced it a little bit. But at that point, it was just like if he ate that sack, it was game over. We had no timeouts. A sack was a loss.
Speaking of sacks,
hold up.
What's up?
So, January 9th, 2022 was the last time Washington beat the Giants.
What?
Yeah.
Was that a regular season?
I think that was postseason.
That wasn't postseason. That definitely was not postseason, dude. you think of the team you're talking about here.
Okay, I'll just say January 9th, usually January's.
Let's see.
But it was
January 9th, 2022.
That had to have been at least the last week of the season.
It was like one of the last weeks of the season, but yes, 22-7.
Mm-hmm.
It was an actual win, and then they tied They had tied in December of
4th.
that year.
December 4th.
Yeah.
And then it's a loss, and a loss.
So 2 straight years?
Thank you. 1.5.
1.5? Okay.
1.5.
Speaking of sacks, what I was going to say is that Tommy DeVito got sacked 9 times.
Well, the
in that
thing is,
game.
the guy never learned. It's just like our team was playing so bad that he didn't have to learn. He was literally standing in the pocket, and it either worked or it didn't. And you see, when it didn't happen, it didn't work. It was a sack.
I think Sam Howell still leads the league in passing yards, if I remember correctly.
He kind of.
Y'all have only beaten the Giants 6 times in the last 10 years.
You consider how many of those years the Giants were actual dog shit?
They still are. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I do want to note something that did happen the other day. Jack Del Rio got fired, as well as the defensive backs coach for Washington. So they're both out the door.
I'm okay with that. Jack Del Rio really. He was kind of like he was really hot and cold, like as a coach. I mean,
if you ask me what I think they should do, so Ron Rivera's going to be out the door, right?
most likely.
Most likely.
Give Eric Bieniemy a chance.
I'd love that. I really like. He's a really awesome. I love him as an OC. Like
They need to get some offensive linemen. Like Jesus Christ, they could have a better O
Dustin's
line.
not
I
here.
will have more success.
Dustin and Cody aren't here, so they can't bring up the Trent Williams thing. But well, what Dustin doesn't understand, if he hears this recording, what I try to say is it's not that the Trent Williams thing is worse than 28-3. But what I'd mostly talk shit about Dustin is he just likes it because it's something to take away from 28. It's something instead of 28-3 for someone to,
Oh. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see, what other games? The
But
Lions narrowly lost to the Bears. They had a lot of turnovers
Thought it was
in that
the
game, but they
Packers.
fought their way back. No, that was Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I think.
yeah, that's right. We haven't talked about Thanksgiving yet. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The Steelers finally fired Matt Canada. This is the first time they fired a coach mid-season since 1941.
Good lord.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
How bad do you? They've only had like a few head coaches.
Well, apparently you got to be Matt Canada bad.
They have only had 3 head coaches since like way back in the day. That's
I
Chuck
was gonna
Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. That's it.
I was gonna say they usually like they've been blessed with coaching.
Yeah, but see, the problem with the Steelers is that they're loyal to a fault, and there's some really big faults in there. Like keeping Matt Canada around for this long is ultimately hurt Kenny Pickett. But that offense is terrible.
I forgot that. I remember now. I know where I saw Matt Canada from before. He was the head coach of the Maryland Terrapins for a while, for a year. He was the interim head coach, and they decided, fuck no.
You see why?
Yeah.
Oh, the Rams swept the Seahawks in their comeback win against them this past weekend.
Ram Ranch.
Yeah. Rams beat them badly at the beginning of the season and just barely squeaked by them this time.
Yeah.
So, the Seahawks' playoff chances are not looking too good. They keep losing these games. The Jets are back to being absolutely awful. The Vikings choked in primetime, even though Kirk Cousins wasn't there. And the Eagles beat the Chiefs.
Wow! Now they need to beat them when it matters.
So I actually watched this game. The Chiefs could run the ball against Philly's defense.
What?
Yeah, they had a lot of rushing yards. Pacheco had 89, Mahomes had 38, Edwards-Helaire had 20, Kadarius Toney had 14, and McKinnon had 7. So they were able to run the ball, but their receivers dropped everything. And it ultimately cost them the game, because there were a lot of drops in that game. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the Chiefs currently lead the league in drops.
We don't need Tyreek Hill.
And the Chiefs also have been outscored in the second half for the past few games. They didn't score any points in the second half against the Eagles.
Damn.
Same goes against the Broncos, too.
All hail the fall of the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm honestly okay with that.
I am too. So
I got tired of that. I don't understand that liability. How that liability defense has even gotten them as far as it did.
the Sunday night game, the Vikings Broncos game, both of those teams were dead to rights at the beginning, and they've just started rattling off wins. Now they're at a respectable, like, middle of the pack record. Vikings are 6-5.
They're like-
Broncos are 5-5.
Aren't there like 3 or 4 teams that started off like 1-4 and went on to be 5-5, 5-6, something like that?
Something like that. And those are 2 of them. But other than that, from last week, really not a whole lot to talk about. Just
Did
a
the
lot
Falcons
of predictable
play?
stuff.
They played the Cardinals and they lost.
Oh, yeah, they did. The Falcons didn't play last week because they were on a bye.
Yeah. The last game they played was Cardinals.
Which that was funny. All right, so moving on to the Thanksgiving games, we had Packers-Lions, which the Packers won 29-22.
Nah.
The Lions kept shooting themselves in the foot in that game, from what I was able to see. They still comfortably lead the North, but I mean that's a discouraging sign when you see that.
I didn't fucking see the game until it was already in the third quarter. But I went over to my mom, sat down, looked at the TV, and went, "What the fuck happened?"
Don't worry about it.
How do the fucking like? It's just on how both teams have been playing this year that it shouldn't have even been a close game.
Division games, can't predict them.
Yeah, but like, geez,
What world do we live in where the Texans are 6-4?
right? They were supposed to be one of the worst teams this year.
I know.
Everybody predicted that.
Well, I predicted that the Titans would be one of the worst teams, and that kind of has come to fruition. So
Wow,
You realize you
rub
live
it in.
like 20 feet away, right?
you have to hear the truth.
You
Okay?
you really just rubbed that in there, didn't you? You didn't have to put that in, but you just decided to.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, moving on.
Guess who's not getting their fucking clothes back?
No, okay.
I'm gonna burn them now.
No.
Well, Lord knows they wouldn't fit you. Because they're
I
cane
just said
size.
I'm gonna fucking burn them.
Anyway, so the Cowboys and Commanders played. That was the game that happened.
Unfortunately.
NFL history was made during that game. Cowboys
Of course.
cornerback Deron Bland became the first player in NFL history to have 5 pick sixes in one season.
What?
And he was a 5th-round cornerback. From what I saw, he was picked 1 pick after we picked a safety, Tyson Anderson.
Yeah, go him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go that guy,
happy
yeah.
for him.
Go that
You know
guy,
he's
yeah.
going to get paid whenever he's due for a contract, whenever that is.
I mean,
Sam Howell threw for exactly 300 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick, was sacked 4 times.
1 rushing touchdown, I think.
Yes, 1 rushing touchdown. That was the only touchdown they had is when he ran it in.
Yup.
This just shows the skill gap between the Cowboys and like the lower 2 echelons of the NFC East.
just a skill issue.
Skill issue, yup.
The Giants are the NFL sentient derp, and the Commanders are just bad. Wait, who was it? Was it Jahan Dotson that tweeted that 2-0 tweet?
Oh yeah.
Ever since that, the Commanders have only won 2 games and have lost 8.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the wise. Don't talk shit. You will get hit. Maybe not physically, but
I mean, they got that. One of the biggest examples of that is still one of my favorite fucking things ever. That was a couple years ago. The Jags won the first game. They sent a tweet out that said not satisfied with just one and went on to lose 20 games in a row.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they lost every other game that season, and that was when they picked Trevor. I think was that Trevor Lawrence or?
No,
that was when they picked Walker.
That was that was the year before they picked Lawrence, and then I think they still lost. I want to say it was like
they only won 3 games that season.
7. I mean, it was like week 7 before they even got a win on the next season.
Yeah.
Lol. Then the third game that happened was the Niners Seahawks, which the Niners convincingly beat Seattle 31-13.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Let me show you my shocked face.
Oh.
And then we got the Black Friday game, which was Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins convincingly won that one. I want to talk about the Jets for a second.
Let me show you my shocked face.
I want to talk about the Jets for a second. So they decided Zach Wilson wasn't working, so they put in Tim Boyle, right? Man, at the end of the first half, throws a Hail Mary pick 6 for 99 yards.
Fuck yeah.
And there was a video I saw recently on why Zach Wilson's been struggling so much. So in terms of their coaches, right? They had a coach, I think it was the quarterback's coach or the OC. No, it was the quarterback's coach that was there, who had coached guys like Brett Favre, Doug Peterson, a lot of good quarterbacks, right? He was supposed to be mentoring Zach when he got drafted by the Jets, but before the start of the season, he tragically passed away in a car crash.
Oh.
So that was it's a series of
circumstances.
unfortunate events as to why he hasn't been developed. Second of all, the Jets didn't have a solid mentor and veteran in the locker room. The guys that were behind him were Mike White and somebody else who I can't remember the name of, who hadn't thrown an NFL pass. So he didn't have a veteran shoulder to lean on. That changed when Aaron Rodgers got there, but you know what happened the first week of the season. Zach wasn't ready to play, and he had to get thrown in because Aaron went down. Yeah. So some of it I do pin on Zach, but a good portion of it I think is just due to just terrible luck. I mean, he needed to sit back and develop a little bit, but he never got the chance to because of the circumstances around him. Granted, the team's much better now than it was then. Still, I kind of feel for dude, honestly. The one thing I will say he has gotten better in ever since Rodgers got there was taking accountability for himself. If you guys remember in the Jets-Patriots conference last year, remember how he said he didn't feel like he let the team down even though they scored 3 points and the defense gave up 3? This year, against the Chiefs, when he had that fumble that lost them the game, he said, I can't make plays like that. That's on me. I got to do better. I got to be better at the details. Which, yeah, you wouldn't expect that last year, but he's really come along from a maturity standpoint. Also, thank you for that.
The notification for that was uploaded. Let me show you my shot face. For the name of the gifts.
I'm sitting here trying to make a point. You guys are like, shot face. But still. And they're going with Tim Boyle again for this week.
I mean, would you want Zach Wilson to still go out there?
I'd rather have Zach Wilson than Tim Boyle.
I mean, I don't think it's going to matter.
He threatened to fuck your mom, didn't he?
It's not going to matter, but still.
I bet he threatened to fuck your mom, didn't he, Kane?
You know who I think the Jets would rather have out there?
What?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, they would.
Wow.
There keeps on being rumors that he's going to be back the next week.
That's what I've heard.
I don't think so. He should just let that Achilles fully recover because the Jets aren't going anywhere this season.
I mean, he should just let it fully retire. Just
damn.
Now turn that shit into a Twizzler.
No, there's not enough good QBs to hope for a good QB to retire.
All right. That's all I wanted to talk about from the previous week. So let's move on to some easy NFL trivia.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, I need you to clarify. I need you to clarify, okay? Is it this or is it this?
No, it's actually this.
Ah, fuck.
So I wanna, since Joe wasn't here, I introduced a rule last time that I want to bring to Joe's attention. So Joe, I've implemented a hint system where you can ask for a hint, but the correct answer would only be worth half a point instead of a full point. But you can ask for hints. So yeah, I decided, since you guys struggle a little bit with the questions I come up with, I figured I'd throw you a bone.
I feel like I either know it immediately or I just have absolutely no idea what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I did implement hints. I want to help you guys out.
All right.
So I guess we'll let Ty go first. All right, Ty, give me 1 second. Let me get my shit set up. I have all the stuff. I just needed to open my stopwatch. All right, Ty, you ready?
No, let's go.
All right, timer's going to start after I read the first question, and here we go. Which division currently has the most teams with a losing record?
The most teams with a losing record. That'd be. It's got to be NFC South.
All right, and which team currently leads the league in sacks?
In sacks.
Team.
I'm gonna go with Chargers.
All right. Which player currently leads the league in sacks?
Let's go with Watt. PJ Watt.
All right. How many receivers are currently over 1,000 yards receiving?
3.
All right. And which receiver is second in touchdown receptions?
Second in touchdown receptions.
Yep.
Let's go Tyreek Hill.
All right. That is time.
I think he's probably first, but alright.
Let's go. Let's tell Joe to undeafen, and I'll get this recorded down. All right, Ty, go ahead and deafen. All right, undeafen. Thank you, Ty. All right, Joe, you ready?
Sure.
All right, timer's gonna start after I read the first question, and here we go. Which division currently has the most teams with a losing record?
Most teams that have a negative record below 500.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be like, I think the Falcons are below 500 now. So what's that one? The NFC South?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that one.
All right. Which team currently leads the league in sacks?
Team that currently leads the league, like
A team. You can always ask for a hint.
Ravens. Final answer.
All right. Which player currently leads the league in sacks?
Myles Garrett.
All right. And how many receivers are currently over 1,000 yards receiving?
Either 2 or 3. AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill. I don't know if anyone else. I'll just go with 2 because that's just what I know.
All right. Which receiver is second in touchdown receptions?
AJ Brown, I guess. Well, what's a hint? I guess give me a hint.
Hint. He's in the AFC West.
AFC West. That is. Fuck. What's that? Keenan Allen.
All right. That is time. Let's tell Joe. Ty to undeafen.
Oh, Keenan Allen. I wonder if Keenan Allen's over 1,000 yards. Fuck.
There we go.
All right. Let me
I
record
think I
Joe's
got that
time
wrong.
down, and we'll go over everything.
I have no confidence in any of my answers.
You know that that's the spirit. I love that.
Yeah.
That's high.
Okay. So number 1. Which division currently has the most teams with a losing record? You both said the NFC South, and you are both right.
Hey.
Yeah.
They both have 3 teams, or it has 3 teams with a losing record. The Saints are 5-5.
Good
Number 2. Which team currently leads the league in sacks? Ty said the Chargers. Joe said the Ravens. It is the Ravens with 44.
Oh. Okay.
So good point for Joe. Okay, which player currently leads the league in sacks? Ty said TJ Watt. Joe said Myles Garrett. It is Myles Garrett with 13.
Son of a bitch.
You had the division.
It's been my second guess that's the correct answer every time.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. How many receivers are currently over 1,000 yards receiving? Ty said 3. Joe said 2. It is 4. So
4?
it's Tyreek
Again,
Hill.
that was my second guess.
Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Keenan Allen, and CeeDee Lamb.
Damn it.
I didn't even think of CeeDee Lamb. I thought it would be 3. Cool, and I was wrong.
All right. Number 5. Which receiver is second in touchdown receptions? Ty said Tyreek Hill. Joe actually used a hint and said Keenan Allen. The correct answer was Cortland Sutton with 8.
Ah,
Who the
Oh.
fuck is? Oh, he's on the Broncos. Isn't
Broncos. That's interesting.
It is.
He? Pretty dumb.
So
Good-
Joe
good-
gets the
good
dub
win,
here with
Joe.
3 points.
Yay!
Yeah, what, 3?
Yeah.
The first question that we both got right.
Yeah.
Miles Garrett, the sack leader.
Oh
and the
yeah,
Ravens
and the Ravens.
sacks.
Yeah. My bad.
You're good. So,
Brain nowhere good right now.
yeah, good job, Joe. And to Ty, do better.
Fuck you.
Wow. Like a father disappointed in his son.
that
But
would
Dustin's not
imply
here
that
to
the
be
father's been
disappointed
there his
in
whole
you.
life.
Well, that's not my. Dustin's not your father, is he?
I said he's not here to be disappointed in you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true.
That'll be later today.
All right, so you guys want to go through the rest of the games?
Oh,
Sure.
So we've already got 4 off the board. First we have a lot of divisional matchups. All the ones that were on Thanksgiving and Black Friday were all divisional games. So in
Huh.
terms of divisional games this week, that's 6, 7, 8, 10 out of 16 games are divisional games.
damn girl.
So the first one we have is the Steelers and the Bengals. Pittsburgh's 2.5-point favorites to win. I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Taking Pittsburgh.
Damn.
All
No
right.
Burrow.
An untested quarterback for the Bengals, and they were already kind of struggling even with Burrow.
I need T. Higgins to
not
fucking do something, by the way, in fantasy.
T. Higgins won't be playing this week
What did
Ah!
you say, Joe?
again. He's gonna be a third straight week that he's.
I
Gonna
thought
be
he
out.
would be such a good pick, too, in the second round.
I mean, he would have been if he stayed healthy. Cam
Yeah.
Taylor Britt's not playing for the defense. It's just a lot of stuff. They moved AJ McCarron up to the active roster and put Burrow on injured reserve.
Yeah, I mean
Oh.
Burrow's done for the season.
I know. Don't remind me.
Bro, my
Okay.
fantasy team has been molested.
I never
year.
thought I'd be saying this.
Both my fantasy
But
teams.
this next game is for the AFC South title. So far, it's the Jags and Texans. The Jags are 2-point favorites to win, but it's in Houston.
I'm going Houston.
I'm going Houston.
Houston versus Jags?
Yeah.
Yep. Remember, Houston won the first matchup,
Mhm.
Yes, they did.
Pretty convincingly, I might add.
and honestly, I think the Jags are playing worse than they were earlier in the season.
I'll go against the grain and say the Jags.
All right. Oh god. So the Titans have a bye week this week. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're playing the Panthers. That's my bad.
That is basically a bye week.
Oh God, don't say that, guy.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did that.
Yeah, the 1-9 Panthers are facing the 3-7 Titans. Tennessee's favored by only 3.5 to win.
Let's get my pee hard.
What?
All right,
I'm picking Tennessee.
I'm going
Picking
Titans.
Tennessee because I have Derrick Henry. This is the week that you can get. You should go back to your old numbers.
Watch
The
the
one-
Panthers somehow win this game.
Here's the thing: against bad defenses, the Titans have balled.
Ty,
Let's
if you
say,
guys
like-
lose, you might as well wrap it up for the season.
Like I'm not even saying Derrick Henry's been a bad. He just instead of getting like 20 plus points like he normally does, he's been like in the 15 range. So
All right.
Your players are getting you points.
what?
Your players are getting you points.
Sometimes.
Bro, I've been getting
Uh,
my ass kicked in fantasy. None of my guys want to ever.
Well,
freaking-
bro, I just hate that guy who's like that guy who's in the lead right now is talking shit in the chat, and I'm like, bro, you picked Christian McCaffrey. Calm down. Like you're getting a free like 20 to almost 30 points a game. Calm down, dude. And
Yeah.
Larry's also doing that. I was like, Larry, you went like two wins last year with the first overall pick.
All right.
Like
So
Christ.
we'll move on to the next one. This one's actually going to be for the NFC South title. It's the Saints and the Falcons. New Orleans is 1.5-point favorites to win. I'm going to take the Saints. I don't believe in the Falcons right now with the way they don't utilize their skill players.
I'm gonna take the Falcons.
All
I
right.
say I'm taking Falcons too.
I don't have any reason to, other than my gut just says Falcons.
Gotcha. All right. Next we have the Bucks at the Colts. Indy's 2.5-point favorites to win. I'm taking Tampa.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprised the Colts are favorites here.
Yeah, same. I would say
I'm,
Tampa.
I'd say Bucks, honestly.
You guys are taking Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next. Oh, hey guys.
Yes.
Remember when these two teams were fighting for Super Bowls? We have the 2-8 Patriots going up against the 3-8 Giants. New England is 3.5-point favorites to win.
And fun fact, Washington goes to the bottom of the division if they win this game.
Giants.
I'm taking New England and Giants.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
think
I'm taking New England, but mostly because I just don't want the Giants to win.
I think the curse of Eli is still gonna affect New England.
Eli.
His name's Tommy DeVito.
He's a New Yorker kid that lives with his mom. He'll do it.
I mean, I can't really knock Tommy DeVito. He's got two loving parents. Like, a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah,
They're just jealous.
I won't take that from him. But it's
Dude,
just funny.
imagine you're in Tommy DeVito's shoes or like his mom's shoes or whatever. Your kid plays for the fucking Giants. Like, that's got to be kind of cool. Like, all right, mom, I need you to drive me to practice. All right, I got you, honey.
Mom, can
Go
you
out
give
there
me
and knock him
training
dead.
on time?
I bet his mom's fucking cool. Like, snacks every time he gets home from a practice. Like, yo.
Are you having any of your little friends over? Brings the entire offensive line.
The entire offensive line.
Fucking size.
Oh, somebody's been eating extra snacks, hasn't he? Like it's fucking Andrew Thomas. Dude, if he brings the entire offensive line over, it's just Thanksgiving-sized portions for every single dinner.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have the Browns at the Broncos. Denver's actually favored in this game by 1.5. I'm taking Denver. There's got to be a reason why they're favored.
Browns.
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 Even though I think PJ Walker. No, it's not PJ Walker. It's DTR is going to be starting for them.
Don't care. Browns.
Another divisional matchup. We have the Rams at the Cardinals. LA's 2.5-point favorites to win. Only 2.5.
LA been playing like dog shit, dude.
But so have the Cardinals.
Yeah, but at least the Cardinals have looked competitive.
Yeah.
Who are the Cardinals playing?
The Rams.
I'll pick the Rams. I can't wholeheartedly go for the Cardinals in any capacity.
I'm picking the Rams.
I'm gonna go for the Cardinals.
All right.
Whoa,
maybe they shock
us.
Whoa, hold up. Okay. We have the Bills at the Eagles. Philly's only favored by 3 to win. So I'm still taking the Eagles.
It's hard to bet against the Eagles.
Hi.
Here comes with the take.
Let's go Bills.
All right.
He's a Bills man today.
It's either going to be a good, fun, close game, or Josh is going to turn the ball over 3 to 4 times, and it's
the Eagles we're talking about here. They're good at making takeaways.
I know, but I think this is going to be one where he honestly gets locked in and just fucking does his thing.
Yeah. Next is another divisional matchup. Chiefs Raiders. KC's favored by 10 to win. I'm taking Kansas City.
Chiefs.
Now I would like it if the Raiders won.
Same.
I don't think we would complain about that.
I don't think anybody would.
Next by the way, the Raiders are 5-6. They're ahead of the Chargers in the West. With as much shit as they've gone through this season.
That's because they're the Chargers.
Yes. Speaking of the Chargers, they're hosting the Ravens on Sunday Night Football.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens, absolutely.
Ravens.
The Baltimore's only favored by 3.5 though.
That's a little surprising.
They always do that with the Chargers because they don't take the Charger effect into account ever.
Yeah, you gotta think the Chargers do usually score a lot of points and it's a close game.
I think the Chargers will cover the spread though. I think they'll score within 3.5. So I'm taking the under on that one. Because you know how many games the Chargers have lost by like 3 points?
A lot.
Then the final game, Monday night, we have the Bears at the Vikings. Minnesota's favored by 3. I'm taking Minnesota.
What the hell? Let's go Bears.
All right.
Yeah,
I think
I'm Bears, I guess. You know, why not?
I
don't
think
know.
my gut's going for the underdogs this week.
Oh, hang on. I gotta make a change. There we go. I had one of the picks in the wrong spot. So that's going to do it for our picks for this week. Let me read you guys your totals. So because of Joe's week last week, he did great, getting 11 wins.
Oof.
Wow.
That shot Joe up to second place.
You motherfucker.
So I'm currently in the league at 90, in the lead at 96. Joe has 90, Ty has 89, and Dustin has 85.
Dustin cares more about betting than.
So I guess just keep it up, Joe. Whatever it is you're doing.
Yep, you need to stop going for that. Just go for all underdogs next week, and I'll catch up to you easily.
Well, you never know with the NFL.
Yeah.
But we're getting close to the end of the season already.
Yeah, and it's a longer season.
So I guess with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, and